So we will be having our exam on the first exam, which is exam 1. This Friday on 12th of February 2021. And the time will be, at the same time, we will be having our class, which is 8 to 8:50 a.m. And we will do it through the Zoom. So you make sure your camera will be on. I should be seeing you while you're doing your exams. So make sure your camera is on, okay? So you'll do your exam at home or anywhere. So if you don't have a computer, you can borrow the computer from, I think, Rendovo or something like that. Yeah. Okay, so I hope you're almost ready for it, right? Yeah, so make sure you study more. So the chapters that you will get your exam are chapter 2, 3, and 4. Chapter 2, 3, and 4. So most of the questions will be they'll not be very direct questions. Like I think I said last time, there might be direct questions, but they might not be so direct. So you might have to think a little bit, but the thinking will come from what we have learned in class. So I'll just give you a question, and then I'll ask you some of the things which we've learned in class, okay? So I will test each section. So from section where we did section 2.3, 2.6, I think 2.7, and then we came to 3.1, I think A or B, somewhere there. So I will test all of those from 2.3 to 4.3. I think it was 4.3, the last section. So expect a question from 4.3, a question from 4.1, I think 4.1 or 4.2, So expect a question from each section of what we have done, because I'm trying to test you on how you understand, and then you get ready also for the final exam. Okay? All right. So if you have any question, you can always ask me. You can write a text, or you can call me, or you can send a mail. So far, I have never received any question from anyone in this class. I don't know whether you're reading or you're okay. Travis, I have never seen any question from you. Are you guys okay?
If you've ever seen it from anybody in the class, I mean, that's fair.
So everything is easy, right?
I mean, for the most part, as of right now, I'm a little upset that I did so bad on the Alex test, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you do, Alex?
That's the placement view.
Oh, okay.
Can we do a question here in class?
You have any question?
Yeah.
Okay, let me have one question that you have.
It's the second question of our last quiz with the fractions.
The last quiz?
Yeah. If you can just like.
Sorry, guys, I've never checked the quiz.
That's all good. You can just give us 100 on it.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I was so busy this weekend. Okay, so so let's do this question in the quiz. So 1 all over 3x minus 1 all over 2. Is it this one?
Yeah.
Y equals to 1, and then 3 all over 4x minus y equals to 1 all over 2, right?
Yeah.
Is that the correct one? Yeah. So the question is by elimination method. So by elimination. So we want to eliminate 1. So either we eliminate x or we eliminate y. So what will you do to eliminate x or eliminate y? So to make it easy, then either you multiply this one by 1 over 2, right?
Mhm.
So you can multiply this one by 1 over 2, and then you do what? You subtract.
Mhm.
So it will be minus 1 over 2 here, minus 1 over 2 here, which will be 0. So, okay. So we multiply this by 1 and this one by what? 1 over 2. So 1 over 3x minus 1 over 2y equals to 1, right? Then the next one would be what? 3 over what? 8x, right? Minus 1 over 2y equals to 1 over 4. Equals to 1 over 4. Then from there, what do? You do what?
Subtract.
You subtract. So when you subtract, then 1 over 3 minus 3 over 8. So 1 over 3 minus 3 all over 8. So our LCM is what? What is the LCM? 24, right? So this and this is what?
5. Those subtracted?
24 divided by 3.
That was 8.
8. So 8, yeah. 24 divided by 8.
3.
3. 3 multiplied by 3. So minus what?
9.
9. So 8 minus 9 is what? Minus 1 over 24. So here is minus 1 all over 24x minus 1 all over 2 minus 1 all over 2. So it will be minus 1 over 2 plus what? Plus 1 over 2, which will be 0. So plus or minus 0 equals to 1 minus 1 over 4. So 1 minus 1 all over 4. 4, 3 minus 1. Or 4 minus 1. So you get what? 3 over 4. So what is our x? So you multiply by negative 24 over what? Over 1. So x equals to 3 over 4 multiplied by negative 24 all over 1. So by 4, 1 by 4, 6. And this one is equals to minus what? 18. So x is minus 18. So, and then you bring this one to either the first or the second. So 1 over 3x minus 1 over 2, and then, sorry, y equals to 1. So 1 over 3, and then we know x is minus 18, minus 1 over 2, and then we know y, we don't have y, is equals to 1. So by 3, 1, by 3, 1, 6, right? Right?
Yeah.
And then we take minus 6 to the other side. So minus 1 over 2y equals to 1 plus 1? Plus 6. So minus 1 over 2y equals to 7, right? So y, we multiply by negative 2 over 1. So y equals to minus 14. Y equals to minus 14. Okay?
So when you multiply a fraction, you flip it then?
Yeah,
Okay.
you flip it like you're multiplying by its reciprocal so that it cancels. Because if you multiply here by negative 2 over 1, then this and that will cancel, that negative will cancel. So what you do in this side, you do it in the other side as well.
Oh,
Okay? Yeah. So you should expect such a question in your exam. So either I will ask you to get the value of x and the value of y. And then also I can ask you whether that question is consistent, inconsistent, independent, dependent. What else was there? Yeah, the 4: independent, consistent, inconsistent, dependent. You can expect a question from like that. And then, so you should know the difference between elimination and substitution. So if the question is about elimination, then you must use elimination. If you use substitution and it was elimination, then I might give you a 0. I think I might give you a 0.
on the whole test?
Well, yeah, on the whole test.
No, I mean on that question. If it is 10 marks and the question was about substitution and you did elimination, then I think I can give you a 0. I think that one is fair enough.
You don't want to give us a 0, you want it.
Yeah, I don't want to give you 0. But so make sure you read the question very well and understand, what is substitution, what is elimination. Yeah, I cannot ask you to graph because I know it's a little bit involving, so I don't want to give you a lot of stress. Yeah, so you
is the stressing part.
so it's just test 1. So and you have limited time. So
Don't give us any fraction.
Yeah, so any other question? Was that the most difficult one?
Yeah. Just the
Okay,
first
so
one.
make sure you know what is this? Is it consistent, inconsistent, or independent? So make sure you know that.
What is it?
Go and read it. Go and read. Is it consistent? What were we doing when it was consistent? What was it? Were we getting a solution or not? So make sure you study that. You will be having your notes.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. But make sure you know. Make sure you differentiate between consistent, inconsistent. Yeah. So make sure you know. Okay, what else? Also, there are some definitions that I think I set in that exam. So
Like vocabulary type stuff,
yeah,
you're saying?
so there are some definitions there.
Okay.
So I can ask you define um, x-intercept, y-intercept, something like that. So make sure you know how to define it. Okay. So it can be worth 1 mark or 2 marks. So your definition should be that clear. What else? Okay, in question 1, I will give you in section 2.3. So you will get a question on the formula, and then you make either one of them the subject, and then you use the same formula. It's almost the same as the one which I gave you in the quiz. So use the same formula to get the value of something. Okay. So make sure you write the formula in the subject of, and then you put the values there, and then you get the answer. And then also make sure you remember the units. I said if you miss the units, then I deduct 1 full mark, not even half. One mark. 1 mark will be gone. So if it was 100, you get 99. Forget the units.
So like, when you mean units like dollars or pounds?
Yeah, there is no units. Very common units like inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, those units are very important. So you make sure you remember them. All right. The exam will be fair to you guys if you read very well. But yeah, I will see what I will do if you don't do well. So you go and read the syllabus, how it says about the exam. Okay? So if you don't get what I needed, then I might tell you again to redo it in a certain way. Okay? Because I want you guys to pass. I don't want you to fail. Oh, okay. So, Travis, do you have a question? Did you go back to sleep?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like you went back to sleep. Right? Okay, so let's come to section 5.2. So this one is a section which is very simple but very tricky. So section 5.2. Section 5.2. And I think this one you used to call it indices, something like that. So if we recall, we call properties of exponents. So if you recall the properties of exponents, so exponential, an exponential function is the function of the form, let's say, x raised to n. This one is exponential function. So this one is an exponent. So this is an exponent. X raised to something. E raised to something, that is an exponent. Y raised to something, that is an exponent. Now, if we have let's start from number one here. We have a raised to m, and then you multiply by a raised to n. Then, did you do something like this in high school, or if you did mathematics in high school? You guys, you must choose whether you do mathematics in high school or not, right? Or is that maths?
I think it's required.
Certain classes are must, yeah.
So that means certain classes are not required that you do mathematics.
Yeah, you only have to take a certain amount.
Interesting. I don't remember anywhere when I did my undergraduate that we were told, hey, mathematics is optional. There's no way like that.
Yeah, like in high school, I only took math the first 2 years.
Only 2 years in high school? Oh, okay. But you guys, you go to junior high and senior high or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have something like that where I come from. So we only have high school of 4 years and elementary school of 8 years, university of 4 years, and you're done. Okay, so if you recall this AM and then AN, then if the bases are the same, then what do you do to the powers? So it is the same as A raised to what? M plus what? M plus N. A raised to M plus N. If the bases are the same, so this is the base, this is the base, this is the power, this one is the exponent. So if the bases are the same and you're multiplying the two exponents, then you add the powers. Number two, if you divide AM divided by AN, okay, then this is similar to bringing this one up. So when you bring the denominator up, then the sign does what? It changes, right? So when you bring this one, the denominator up here, then this power will change the sign. So it will be negative. So if it was positive, then it becomes negative. So it will be AM multiplied by what? A raised to minus what? Minus N. Now, using the first principle here, then if the bases are the same, then you add the what? The power. So definitely this is the same as A M plus minus N is the same as AM minus N. Okay. Number three, A raised to 0 is always equals to 1. Anything you raise to 0 is always equals to 1. Anything raised to 0 is always equals to 1. Number 4, A raised to minus N is similar to, so like what you said in the second one, if you want to take the power up here, then you do what? You change the sign. Now again, in this one, then this is similar to, if you want to change this power here to positive, then this is similar to A raised to what? A raised to N. 1 all over A raised to N. Number 5. A all over B raised to minus n. A all over B raised to minus n. A all over B raised to minus n. So now you can use the distribution method to distribute this one, the powers inside here. So you take this one inside here, take also this one inside here. So this is similar to A raised to minus n all over B raised to what? Minus n. A raised to minus n all over B raised to minus n.
Would you switch the sign though?
Then now we want to switch this sign. So if you want to switch this sign, then what will you do? You bring this one down, and then we take this one up. So this is also equals to B raised to n all over A raised to n. Then we can factor out the power there, which is equals to B all over A raised to what? Raised to n. So it is similar to B all over A raised to n. So A over B raised to minus n is equals to B all over A raised to n. Number 6, distribution. A raised to m raised to n. A raised to m raised to n. So this is similar to A raised to m n. A raised to m n. Number 7, AB raised to m. This is similar to A raised to m, B raised to m. A raised to m, B raised to m. So you distribute the power in each one of them. Then lastly, number 8, A all over B raised to m is similar to A raised to m all over B raised to m. A raised to m all over B raised to m. Okay. So those are the kind of properties that we will be using to solve some of the examples that we'll be doing here. So we'll start from the simplest one to the difficult one. Okay, so example number 1. Example number 1. Simplify the expression. Simplify the expression p raised to 6 and then raise this one again to 10. P raised to 6 and then raise that again to 10. So which property will we use? Property number 1.
Times 10.
Property number 6. So this is similar to p raised to 6 raised to 10 is the same as p raised to 6 multiplied by 10, which is equals to p raised to what? 60. P raised to 60. Number 2. Simplify the expression minus 1 all over 5 raised to minus 2. Minus 1 all over 5 raised to minus 2. How will we solve that? will we solve them? So we use property number what?
5.
Property number 5. But again, that minus is what? Outside, okay? This negative sign is outside. So this power is only affecting the one? The one which is inside here. So using the property number 5, then this one is similar to minus 5 all over 1 raised to what? Raised to 2, okay? So if you use property number 5, then you change this one, come up here, bring this one down, and then you change this side here. So it will be what? Negative. I said this negative is only outside, it's not inside here. So it will stay outside. So 5 all over 1 raised to what? 2. And our final answer will be what? Minus what? 25. Minus 25.
How did you get minus 25?
Okay, so when you distribute this one inside here, so it is 5 raised to 2 all over 1 raised to 2. So 5 square is
25.
25, and there is a negative outside here. So you get minus 25. Minus 25. Number 3. Ten raised to minus 2. So this is similar to number what? This is similar to number 4, right? So this is similar to number 4. And this one can be written as 1 all over 10 squared, which is similar to 1 over 100. 1 all over 100. Simplify x all over 3 raised to minus 4. X all over 3 raised to minus 4. So this is similar to number 1, number 5. So if this one is similar to number 5, then this one is equals to 3 all over x raised to what? Raised to 4. And this one is equals to 3 over 4, 3 raised to 4, all over x raised to 4, which is equals to what?
81
81 over
over
x raised to 4. 81 all over x raised to 4. Now, if we come to the most complex one, so we started from the simplest ones. Now, simplify the expression 3q raised to minus 4, multiply this one by p raised to minus 6, and then q raised to minus 3. Now, how will we simplify this? PQ. So P and then Q raised to minus 4. So this Q is on minus 4. P is on minus 6. Q is on minus 3. Now, how should we simplify this? So here we do what? We collect the like terms first. We put in one side. So this is similar to what? P raised to 1 and then P raised to minus 6. Q raised to minus 4, and then Q raised to minus 3, right? So they are like this. So they are similar. So that and this, because this is what? Multiplication, okay? Yeah, so when you group them, then this and this, and that and that. Now, using property number 1, property number 1. If the bases are the same, then we do what to the power? We add, right? So this is equals to p raised to 1 minus 6. This one again, q raised to minus 4 minus what? Minus 3. So p raised to minus 6, minus 1, raised to 1 minus 6, q raised to minus 4 minus 3. Now, finally, this one is equals to, so p raised to what? P raised to minus, minus 3, right? Minus 5, right? And then q raised to what? Minus 7, right? And this one again, we can write this as in property number 4. So as in property number 4, then this is similar to 1 over what? P raised to 5, q raised to what? 7. Q raised to 7. Okay, the most difficult one here, simplify minus 2 p raised to minus 2 raised to 4, 3 p raised to 4 raised to 2 all over minus 6 p raised to 3 raised to what? 2. So these are,
We can't see it.
oh, you cannot see. So this is something that you might expect in an exam, not like the first 3 or 4. Okay, so the first 3 are basics. So you cannot get that in an exam. This is something you get in an exam.
That's what makes exams fun.
So now, how will we start? So we start by
Like terms.
opening the what? The brackets. Raised to 2, you now open the brackets. You now distribute this power inside here. Okay, so how will we distribute the power? Now, we distribute to each one of them. So minus 2 raised to what? 4, okay? That's the first one. P raised to minus 2 raised to 4, that is the second one. Because this one is multiplication, then 3 raised to 2, that is the third one. P raised to 4 raised also this one to 2. Then all over what? Minus 6 raised to 2. P raised to 3 raised to 1? 2 raised to 2. Now, after doing this, then it becomes so simple now. So it becomes very simple. Okay, so you make sure you distribute first the power. After distributing, then you now open the brackets in each one of them. Now, looking at this, if it is a minus and you raise that by an even power, what will change here? The minus will change, right? So if it is even, if this power is even, then the minus will be plus. But if this one is odd, then it will still be negative. Okay? So if it is even, then it will remain, it will be minus, it will be plus. If it is odd, it will remain minus. Okay? Now, this case, minus 2 raised to 4 is 16. So you get 16. So you get 16. P raised to minus 2 raised to 4 is P raised to what? Minus what?
8.
8. Yes. 3 raised to 2 is what?
9.
9. P raised to minus 4 raised to 2 is what?
8.
P raised to 8. All over. Minus 6 raised to 2. Now, minus 6 raised to 2. This power is even. So it will be what?
Positive 36.
36. Then P raised to 3 raised to 2 is
P to the 6.
P raised to 6. Again, looking at this, because we have here 9 and we have here 16, then you make sure you multiply the two of them. So multiply this and this. Okay? So 16 multiplied by 9 is what?
144.
144. And then P raised to minus 8, P raised to 8, all over 36, P raised to 6. Okay? Now, you collect now the terms which are like. So you take this one up here. So 144 all over 36. What is 144 all over 36?
The 4? 4.
4. So you get 4. So P raised to minus 8, P raised to 8, and then P raised to what? Minus 6. So you take the 6 up there. So finally, you get 4 P raised to minus 8 plus 8 minus 6, which is equals to 4 P raised to what?
Negative 6.
Good. P raised to negative 6. It's easy, right?
So would that be your final answer then?
Yeah, that's the final answer. Or you can write as, you can write this one as 4 all over what?
P to the 6.
P raised to 6.
It doesn't matter to you? if
It
there's
doesn't
an
matter,
exponent?
as long as
Okay.
I see what you're doing, as long as you don't make any error. So this is the final, either this one or this. So if you write up to here, then that means you're understanding what you're doing. Yeah. Okay, so what's the time? We still have 7 minutes, huh? So the 7 minutes can be enough for one.
Is this going to be on the exam as well?
No. For the first exam, you'll not get something.
Okay.
For the second exam, you will get it.
Okay.
So the first exam will be up to 4.1, 4.3, I mean, the last section that we did on Monday. So it's only chapter 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's do this last one here before I allow you guys to go home. So let me look for the one which can take us 7 minutes to solve. Okay, so 3r raised to 4, s raised to 2, all over 2r raised to 3, then s multiplied by raised to negative 3, and then 6r squared s cubed all over 8r s raised to 5, all this raised to 2. So you have something like this. So you apply all the properties. So if this one is raised to 3, then first of all, what do?
Distribute.
You just switch first.
That's fine.
You change that sign to positive. So using the property number 5, you just switch this one. So when you switch that, then it will be 2r cubed s all over 3r raised to minus 4 s squared. This one raised to what? Raised to 3. And then this still remains the same. Raised to 2. Then now you distribute. So you now distribute. So when you distribute, then you get 2 raised to 3 r cubed raised to 3 s raised to 3 all over 3 raised to 3 r minus 4 raised to 3 s squared raised to 3. Okay. Erase each one of them by 3. Then the next one is multiplied by 6 square r square raised to 2 s cubed raised to 2 all over 8 raised to 2 r square s raised to 5 and then raised to 2. Then now you simplify. So 2 raised to 3 is what? 8. R cubed raised to 3 is what?
106.
R raised to
Yes.
9. You multiply R raised to 9. And then S raised to 3. All over. 3 raised to 3 is what? Is it 27?
Mhm.
Then R raised to what? Is it minus 12?
Mhm.
And then S raised to 6. Multiply by, is this one 36? Multiply by R raised to 4, S raised to 6, all over 64, R squared, S raised to what? 10. Now, you can opt to collect the like terms first. So what you do, you take the whole numbers first. So when you pick the whole numbers there, then so when you pick the whole numbers there, then it will be 8 multiplied by what? 36, right? All over 27 multiplied by 64. Then multiplied by R raised to 9, which we have there. We have another R down there. So when you take it out, then it will be R raised to what? 12. We have the next R, which is in this side, R raised to what? 4. We have the R down here, R raised to minus 2, right? Right?
Mhm.
And then we come to the S. So you multiply all this. The S raised to 3 up there. The S, you bring this one up, raised to minus 6. The S, which is in this side, S raised to 6. And then the S, which is down here, we bring it up, S raised to minus 10. Okay, then you start by either cancel this by 8, 1, by 8, 8, by 8, with cancel, or by 4, 2, by 4, 9, right? A 9, 1, a 9, 3, right? So what do you get? 1 over what? 6. R. R's are what? R raised to 9 plus 12 plus 4 minus 2. And then S raised to 3 minus 6 plus 6 minus 10. So finally, what do you get? So 1 over 6 and plus 12 plus 4 minus 2. So if you use your calculator, what will you get? So R plus 12 is what? 21, right? 21 plus 4 is 25 minus 2, 23. So R raised to 23. S. 3. So
Gonna be -7.
So 3 minus 10 is minus 7. So S raised to minus 7. So finally, you can write this one as R raised to 23 all over 6 R S raised to what? 7. So you can finally write that like this. Okay. So guys, sorry for taking your 2 minutes. So it took us 9 minutes to solve that question. Okay, so let's meet on Friday via Zoom. You don't have to come to class.
Is the link for Zoom on Google?
Yeah, the same link. We'll use the same link to do our exam. Okay, see you on Friday. So if you have any questions, you're always free to ask. I'm not hostile, so.
You want to do my test for me?
You want me fired? Okay, see you guys on Friday.